Welcome to IndiStories, episode 18. This week, I offer another selection from the Punch magazine anthology of new writing by women writers, edited by Shireen Qadri. The story is titled Kashmir Valley's Soofiya Bano, written by Humra Quraishi. Set against the backdrop of the devastating floods in the valley in 2014, we learn from the story about the painful search of a mother for her missing son. The son was arrested and then he fell into the black hole of the security apparatus. The story starts with a description of the flooded Srinagar home of academic Agha Ashraf Ali, father of Agha Shahid Ali, the well-known Kashmiri poet, and his wife from Awadh with a nostalgic touch. This part is real and not fiction. One family's tragic end, which is actual history, is then mingled with the fictional account of the destruction of another family, a family of an imagined mother and her son. The real is thus combined with the magical, or as the author calls it, we are all flowing along with our destiny. The author Humra Quraishi is a Delhi-based writer and journalist. She has authored two short story collections, Bedtime Tales and More Bedtime Tales. She has co-authored Absolute Khushwant, a series of writings with the late Khushwant Singh. One of her essays, The State Can't Snatch Away Our Children, is part of the Zuban published anthology of mothers and others. Let's hear the story, Kashmir Valley's Soofiya Bano. Those photos of the Srinagar home of academic Agha Ashraf Ali, father of the legendary Kashmiri poet Agha Shahid Ali, more than relayed the flood fury of 2014 and its devastating imprints. As more of those pictures lay splashed in the various publications, nostalgia tightened its hold. I not just read aloud lines from Agha Shahid Ali's Country Without a Post Office, but also crawled further into the ever-tightening folds of nostalgia and recalled all those earlier occasions when I had seen his bungalow from close quarters. I had sat in the front covered veranda, in the drawing room, in the garden. I had also walked around the fruit trees growing in the compound. And on more than one occasion, Agha Ashraf Ali had plucked numerous apples from those trees, slicing rather too effortlessly before serving them. And as we had neared the gates of his home, situated in the Rajbag locality of Srinagar, not too far from where the Jhelum flows, he had gazed at those gates and spoken of his late wife. I loved her. We were happy here, she and me. She was from Uttar Pradesh and me from here. What an Awadhi and Kashmiri combination. You know, at times I feel she's not dead and gone, as though she's still around, her soul right here. See these front gates, it still carries her name. Read her name, can you? Nostalgia intensifying, as around the same time, not too far from those gates, I had met a middle-aged woman who had looked more than determined of the road she was taking, seemingly taking her to a nowhere of sorts. Yet she seemed more than confident to continue walking along the set terrain. I had met her rather too accidentally close to a rundown chai cafe in Rajbag. A sudden downpour, and before I could decide whether to halt under a sprawling chinar tree or run towards the cafe, she stood right there, looked towards me, and burst out, offloading. She waits under the chinar for her teenage son, repeatedly saying she waits at the set spot, looking neither left nor right, only straight ahead, her gaze unmoving, just in case she could spot him. No, she didn't seem to realize the futility of the exercise, even as she had detailed. My son was last seen here, next to this chai cafe. It is from this spot he was picked up by the devils of the day. Yes, the security creatures. They dragged him to the Hakumat's interrogation center. She had continued mumbling, even as I had thrown those heartless queries at her. Was her son a militant or a terrorist? Was he an informer or a threat? Camouflaging or carrying crucial information? No, no, he very simple, going to college and back, not saying this because he is Begum Soofiya Banu's son. Your name, Soofiya? I am Begum Soofiya Banu. But his wife also. Whose? Was visiting someone here in Rajbag. His dead wife's name also Soofiya. Strange, now. Was wondering that maybe many people with the same name but different destinies. But please, please, have Raham on me. I am nobody's wife. But your son, your child, how? Raised him all by myself, whatever best I can do with my very limited resources. Doing embroidery on shawls till my eyes couldn't cope with the strain of coming up with complicated designs. But your son, Allah can't take away him like this. This child was gifted to me years back by Allah. How gifted? Found my baby years back, wrapped up in a shawl, on the shikara taking me along the backwaters to the Dal Lake. Not left him for a single day ever since that day. My child, he is only mine. No marriage, nothing for me, just me and my child. Till those beastly Sarkari devils dragged him away. I had met hundreds of mothers in the Kashmir valley, wailing and waiting for their missing sons. But with Begum Soofiya Banu, I had developed a certain rapport, and now, with the news reports of the flood fury hitting the valley, I tried to get in touch with her. Though almost certain that with the flood waters wrecking homes and outer roads and inner lanes of the Rajbag locality, she couldn't have been around. Definitely not in that particular road of Rajbag, one of the worst effective locales of the Srinagar city, where she had spent months awaiting the return of missing son. I couldn't curb the temptation to call her. Her mobile did ring, but there seemed no one at the other end. After a couple of days, even that lazy hope of connectivity diminished. What with the flood waters affecting all possible modes of connection, the cables and lines snapped. That remote chance of trying to establish contact with her seemed over and done with, giving up, certain that she and her efforts must have died down by now. I was more than surprised to receive a call from her. My son with me! My son with me! Her shrill voice exclaimed. What? Floods washing away hundreds, and here you are? He is with me. He came swimming in these flood waters. What? What's all this you are saying? Yes, yes, he came swimming, swimming out of that hellhole, that jail where the Hukumat had drowned him. Those bloody beasts had almost tried to kill him, but Allah kept him alive. Allah has once again given him to me. What? What? We are running away from here. Where would you go? Running away from this Jahannam. My son and I running away in this Salab. These waters coming to our rescue. We out of here. Where? Running from here. Anywhere where my son and I could be left alive and not killed. Where to? Maybe towards Awadh, or maybe still further. What? All the way there? Maybe yes. But you are from Kashmir, going all the way there? How? Flowing along with destiny, along with destined turns, and also the line got disconnected. Connection snapped. That was Kashmir Valley's Soofiya Bano, written by Humra Quraishi. Friends, we are coming to the end of autumn and the start of winter. There is no better gift than a good story that we listen to in the warmth of our hearts, sitting close to the fireplace and perhaps a glass of wine in hand. I shall be back next week with another soul-stirring story for your listening pleasure. I am Surinder Deol saying goodbye.